Alright, so the first thing we are going to do is take a look at the patch notes, a quick glance, not much in detail. So the major, the highlight of the patch is they've added plenty more outfits, and Oongka can wear pretty much all Kliff's armor now. The highlights are the Tyrannus, the Ashen outfit, Unyielding Hero outfit, Knight of Carnage, this is Gregor outfit, which people have been asking for, Martial Monk, this is Rukan's outfit, and the Grand General of Dominus, which is Bastia, and other 16 pieces of regular armor, 3 pieces of headgear, and added 8 new pieces of equipment for Damiane. And Damiane can now wear the Odic armor, which you get from the Forgotten General in Bailu, the Dark Marksman, which is Samara the Sandwatcher's boss armor, and 1 piece of Masked Liberator. I'm not sure why it's 1 piece, because that boss again is female. And yeah, now Damiane and Oongka can also equip the Lightning, Frostgust, and Scorchframe armor. A lot of other things, and you can now get the crafting recipes for Scorchframe, Lightning, and Frostgust plate armors. We'll discuss that in the later part of the video. That's like the highlight of the patches. Now, the first thing you will notice around the discourse about the patch is most people are going to just get a lot of the different armor sets as they log in because of their retroactive playlist history or playstyle or whatever they've done in the game. They'll get all these armors and they're just going to start blabbering, which is definitely not going to help the players who have started playing recently or who have not already platinumed or 100%ed the game. So for that, what I've done is, the author of this post on Reddit, and it has all the info and the actual triggers that you need. Don't just go buy it from the vendors directly, because most of the armor is supposed to have triggers or unlock criteria where you can either get them through main story quests, faction quests, side quests, or you can get them through the sealed abyss challenges, or even the other categories of challenges, which is some of them are through the solving the mazes. And I'm sure moving forward they'll be adding more armors this way, where you have to either do a quest or you have to get it through a challenge. So the post goes in detail for all the cases. I'll be linking the post in the video description as well. And it's currently a work in progress. A lot of the community members on Reddit, they have added quite a few points. And the current most problematic set is the Knight of Carnage set, which is the Gregor boss. A lot of people are either not having the set display at all, or they are missing quite a few parts of it. And the only guaranteed part of that set that you can get is the Knight of Carnage plate armor, which is from Chapter 8, Ashen Steps. This is the Gregor boss fight. You get it from that. So I think most of the players should have this, unless there's a bug around it as well. And the other thing, it's still a work in progress, and I think that post is going to be the most accurate guide for unlocking the stuff. And I'm going to again recommend, do not FOMO, and especially do not just watch slop related to this game or any game or any kind of content. You should be able to spot which creators are just posting slop for the sake of views. In this section, I'm going to be showcasing the various armor sets, especially the ones that are fully complete. This on the screen set is the Unyielding Hero set, which is the Cassius boss armor, the boss you fight in Calphade, who betrays the Calphadian army for the Blackbears and Caliban. The set is fully complete and is rather easy to get. You do have to do some sealed abyss challenges, so keep in mind that. Up next is the Knight of Carnage set. This is the Gregor halberd boss fight armor, one of the better looking ones, and the helmet is also better than the Knight of Fortune or the Knight of Greed one. Nothing has been recolored dyed on this one as well. It is as you get it. Do know this is one of the most problematic armors to get right now because people are not able to figure out the exact triggers. The next armor set is the Ashen armor set, which is from the Tyrannus boss. You can get the plate armor from the boss fight itself, whereas the other parts require you to do some challenges as well as visit a back alley vendor. The entire armor is as is, nothing has been recolored. Up next is the Trukan armor. There are 4 pieces only of the set, and currently, like, there is no cloak and no, like, the mask. There is a mask, but that is not exactly the mask he wears, which you get from the boss fight. This is the cloth gloves, the cloth boots, and Mata cloth garb. There is another which has its purple chest armor or robe. These are the 2 variations that you can go for with the Trukan armor. And most of these armors that are now available for Kliff, they are all wearable by Oongka as well. And also all the existing armors, they've made the changes in this patch. The next set, or like just 2 pieces of armor that I want to highlight, is the Damiane Grand General plate armor, which is Lucian Bastier's armor, which you fight in Chapter 8 as Damiane. This only has 2 pieces. Hopefully they add the rest of, like, or maybe it just doesn't have any unique pieces. That's why they've only left it at 2. There's no helmet. And this is all I'm going to highlight for Kliff. He also gets a lot of chest armors and like only 2 or 1 piece sets that are not highlighting, but they are in the Reddit post. So if you want to check out the rest, you can go to the Reddit post. If you found the video useful, do consider liking and subscribing to the channel. And if there's anything you want to ask or discuss, do use the comment section. And thank you for watching the video. In this section of the video, I'm going to be showcasing the Damiane armors. Starting with the existing armors that she is now able to wear. This is the Odek armor, which you get from the Forgotten General boss fight, as well as you can loot some of the pieces in the open treasure chests. This is entirely a plate armor, so you can have some really good colors and recoloring based on the material you want to go for. The next is the Dark Marksman set, which was earlier locked to Kliff. This is the set you get that mimics the Samara Sandwatcher boss. All of the pieces are lootable from the open world treasure chest. This is a 4-piece set. There is no exact headgear, but the cloak makes for it, and you can wear whatever headgear you want based on the stats or whatever your preference is. But this is like ideally the best like ninja assassin kind of build if you're going for. Up next is the Execution of Darkness set. This set was already there, but it was missing what you call the actual chest armor piece, which they have recently added. It's called Dark Executioner, whereas all the other parts are Execution of Darkness, but I think that's just a like semantic error in the naming. That is supposed to be part of this set. The other thing is all the other parts are plate and this is leather. Not that I'm complaining. The cloak has been recolored already, so ignore that, but the rest of the armor is as is. The other new armors that are entirely new that she has got are only chest pieces, not full set, not even a half set, just one piece. This is the Renoa set or armor, Renoa plate armor. And up next, Sermena cloth armor. We've already looked at the Dark Execution leather armor, Dust Moon cloth armor, which is a full dress. And lastly, the Rivenham cloth armor. This again is a unique design. And lastly, the Mask Liberated cloth armor, which earlier was not available to her. There's a cloak as well as the shoes, but that's, I guess, still limited to Oongka and Kliff only. Maybe they'll add it in the later set, sometime later. And that's about all the armors that I'm going to showcase for Damiane. The other thing to note is, like this mask that I've had highlighted from my wardrobe, this is one of Trukham's masks, which we get after the boss fight. This, I think, everyone has through a normal story. And Oongka and Damiane can also wear the special armors, the lightning armor, Scotch flame armor, as well as the various special boots, which you can upgrade into Cuckoo versions, Frostcurst, and the Scotch flame. And the other thing that I've noticed is, which I don't think is in the patch notes anywhere, is Golden Free Sword Light Armor. I think I got it clearing some camp or from some tailor in the desert. Or accidentally, yeah, I probably I was clearing a fort and I ended up killing up a friendly free sword, and that's how I looted it. But I think it should be viable from the tailor or equipment NPCs too. But that is usable by Damiane as well because it's not uh, blocked out like the rest of the stuff in red. So yeah, keep a lookout. Like, don't just stick to what's mentioned in the patch notes or what others are finding. If you see something that no one else has highlighted, make some noise on Reddit, on YouTube, wherever you go. Because this is like, apart from the patch notes, which is just a summary of stuff they have done, they have not mentioned any of the triggers or the other stuff. It's all up to the players and the community. This is Tidebreaker boots. There are some other boots as well. Not sure if I have them here or in my private storage. Vapor Walker. And then there's Shoddy Rishi boots. She can't wear these disguises still, maybe in a future patch. Stirrups of the Open Sky. She can't wear these either. Vapor Walker. Okay, yeah, that's just my some bonus thoughts there. The last thing I want to showcase is, like, I've been holding a lot of these broken armors since they had mentioned in earlier patch notes that they will be bringing back or making the armor that already exists as equipable or actual armor. I don't see any of them like being converted to usable armor, but this is something that I've just been doing. I do not recommend doing it because the armor, once they add it, it will be easily available. But like, I just keep it to like keep a track of like what actual possible armors that are there. Some of them are pretty unique, like these Dundry plate armor, Dunwell line plate armor, this Seidel leather armor. I think this is from some Crimson Desert Fort that I was clearing, or Bandit Camp, something. Not exactly sure. This again is from the Bloodsteel with the arrows rain that fort. I was just going ham, clearing, liberating it again because I have reblockade on. This would be a pretty cool armor helm. But yeah, this was just something I wanted to add, or something that I'm doing. Just like, because there's enough space, and I have 1,000 slots to fill in my private storage.